In the hours to come, the sky above you will not simply fall dark, it will be torn open. This is not the gentle dimming of twilight, you know. Tomorrow night, the full moon, your steadfast beacon in the darkness, will begin to hemorrhage light, its silver face slowly, silently turning to crimson as the shadow of our world consumes it. This is the final total lunar eclipse before 2029, and you have less than 24 hours to brace your very soul for the tidal wave of energy it is about to unleash. On the 3rd of March, at the precise moment of 6:04 in the morning, Eastern Time, the moon will surrender itself to the absolute heart of Earth's shadow, at the 12th degree of Virgo. For a fleeting 58 minutes, every single photon of sunlight destined for the moon will be forced to journey through our planet's atmosphere, a gauntlet where it is bent, shattered, and stripped of all color but one, the deep arterial red of life itself. The orb you will witness suspended in the western sky is not the moon you have ever known. It is a phantom, painted with the gathered light of every single sunrise and every sunset occurring simultaneously across the face of our world. A planetary blush cast upon 3,000 miles of dead, ancient stone. And understand this is no isolated spectacle. This is the final, shuddering climax of a series of blood moons that has been violently recalibrating the cosmic axis between Virgo and Pisces since September of 2024. After the last echo of tomorrow night fades, the heavens will fall silent. They will not offer another total lunar eclipse for almost 3 long years, withholding this power until New Year's Eve of 2028. Whatever transpires within those 58 minutes of total shadow is the final, searing chapter of a cosmic saga that has been carving itself into the very fabric of your life for the past 18 months. In the moments that follow, your consciousness is about to be open to 3 fundamental truths. First, the secret war this blood moon is already waging within your own cells, long before its crimson light ever touches your skin. Second, the hidden celestial sequence that elevates this eclipse into an event of unimaginable potency, far beyond what any public source will dare to admit. And third, a 5-night ritual of preparation designed to transform you into a conduit for its raw, untamed power, so that you may command its current instead of being shattered by its force. This is not a diversion. This is an awakening, and it has already begun. There is a truth the sleeping world will never grasp. Your body, this ancient vessel of water and stardust, felt the tremor of this eclipse's approach long before your conscious mind registered the warning. Days before the moon even grazed the Earth's shadow, a profound shift began deep within you. And if you have dared to listen to the whispers of your own physiology, you hold all the evidence you need. Look back upon the last week, the sleep that refuses to come, or the slumber that drags you down into its depths like a merciless riptide. The dreams that feel less like nocturnal fictions and more like direct transmissions from another plane of existence. The faces of those long gone, materializing behind your eyelids with an urgent message, a warning whispered across the veil before the cosmic clock strikes 0. That phantom grip tightening around your chest, for which no doctor has an answer. The sudden, inexplicable wellspring of tears for a sorrow you cannot name. That strange, humming restlessness that crackles in your very fingertips, your hands clenching at the air, trying to grasp a truth your mind has not yet caught up to. This is not a symptom of your modern world. This is not anxiety. This is your primal self, vibrating in sympathetic resonance with a gravitational dialogue between 3 celestial titans, a conversation that outweighs the sum of all your known reality. The Earth, the Sun, and the Moon are converging into a geometry so terrifyingly precise that the shadow of our entire world will smother the lunar face for nearly an entire hour. And your body, this vessel, composed of 60% water, the ocean within you, which is built from the same mineral dust as ancient seabeds, which operates on electrical impulses that are kissing cousins to lightning itself, is already thrumming in harmony with this immense celestial pull. But there is a layer to this that remains unspoken. This eclipse does not arrive as a solitary omen. It is the thunder that follows a lightning strike you were never meant to see. 14 days ago, on February the 17th, an annular solar eclipse etched a burning ring of fire across the desolate skies of Antarctica, a sacred spectacle hidden from the eyes of humankind. That event and this one are not disconnected phenomena. They are 2 halves of a single cosmic utterance, spoken 14 days apart. During a sacred interval, astronomers clinically label an eclipse season a 35-day vortex where the sacred geometry of Sun, Earth, and Moon conspires to birth consecutive eclipses. The solar eclipse was the universe taking a deep, shuddering inhale. Tomorrow night is the great, final exhale, and every moment in between has been the unbearable tension of a breath held at the precipice. Now, pull your focus back even further. This blood moon is not an orphan. It belongs to a celestial dynasty, a literal astronomical bloodline known as Saros 133. This is a rhythm that was first deciphered not by your modern scientists with their cold calculations, but by the stargazer priests of Chaldea in ancient Babylon, over 2,500 years ago. Perched on ziggurats beneath the Mesopotamian sky, they pressed the shadows of eclipses into tablets of wet clay. And in doing so, they discovered a great secret, that every 6,585 days, the moon, the earth, and the sun return to the same celestial stations, the same sacred geometry, casting the same shadow, bathed in the same blood-red light. This cycle, which they named the Saros, is a living entity, a cosmic serpent that spans 1,262 years from its first breath to its last. Saros 133 was born into the heavens on May the 13th, 1557, and it will not breathe its last until June of 2819. Tomorrow night, what you are about to feel is a single, resonant heartbeat in a cosmic pulse that has been beating for nearly 5 centuries and will continue to beat for 8 more. Let that truth sink past your mind and into the marrow of your bones. You are not a passive observer of some random celestial alignment. You are standing within a sacred rhythm that was ancient before your ancestors first dreamed of your existence. A rhythm that will continue to unfold long after the last soul who ever spoke your name has returned to the silent dust of the cosmos. The ancient Chaldans knew this in their bones. They did not perceive eclipses as mere spectacles. They saw them as cosmic scripture, a language the heavens inscribed across the arc of generations. And they held that those who could decipher that celestial text possessed the power to co-author what was yet to come. Now, pull that lens from the heavens and focus it inward, upon the landscape of your life. This blood moon bleeds into the sky at 12 degrees of Virgo, in a direct, soul-searing opposition to the sun in Pisces. This is the very axis of purification. Virgo, the sacred custodian of the body, the alchemist, the one who meticulously separates what is vital from what is poison. Pisces, the infinite ocean of the spirit, the dreamer, the one who dissolves the very boundaries between the world you can touch and the one you can only feel. When a total lunar eclipse ignites this axis, it does not ask for permission. It shreds the veil. It forces you to stare into the abyss between the life you are living and the one your soul screams for, between the story you perform for the world and the raw, undeniable truth that burns behind your eyes at 3 in the morning. And this particular eclipse carries a gravitational pull, a weight that makes it utterly unlike any blood moon your heart has ever beaten through. Mercury, Virgo's ruler, the architect of your thoughts, your words, and your most pivotal decisions, is walking backward. It has been dredging the oceanic floor of your psyche in Pisces, churning the sediment of your deepest self, resurrecting conversations you swore were dead, unearthing choices you believed were settled, and exhuming feelings you were certain had been buried for an eternity. A retrograde Mercury during a total lunar eclipse in its own domain is not celestial chance. It is a perfect cosmic storm, a convergence that has not occurred on this sacred axis in decades. This means that whatever this eclipse is about to reveal to you will not be new information. It will be a truth you have known in your marrow for a very long time, but have desperately refused to look at directly. And there is more. Jupiter, the sovereign giant of our solar system, a body so immense it could devour 1,300 Earths and still have room, is lending its power, forming a perfect, harmonious chord to both the sun and the moon from the sign of Cancer. Jupiter is the great cosmic amplifier. Whatever this eclipse touches, Jupiter magnifies into a supernova. Whatever door cracks open, Jupiter kicks it from its hinges. In Cancer, the sign of your home, your roots, your lineage, and your emotional bedrock, this expansion drills into the deepest vaults of your private world, the places you never show to anyone, the forgotten rooms in the house of your soul, where the old furniture of your past sits, cloaked in dust, exactly where you abandoned it years ago when you decided it was far easier to simply shut the door than to cleanse the space. This is the divine architecture of tomorrow night, a total lunar eclipse concluding an 18-month cycle along the most intimate axis of the zodiac. Mercury retrograde, dissolving the walls between your past and your present. Jupiter expanding everything the eclipse illuminates with blinding light, and all of it unfolding within an eclipse season that began its overture with a ring of fire above the most uninhabited continent on this earth, as if the cosmos itself required a final, silent rehearsal before turning its focused gaze upon the world. But none of this celestial theater matters if you fail to understand what it means for your own body, because this eclipse will not just happen in the sky above, it will detonate in your chest, in your throat, in the fiery pit of your stomach, where your body stores every truth you have swallowed instead of spoken. Virgo governs the intricate wiring of your nervous system, the labyrinth of your intestines, your body's sacred ability to sort and to process. When a blood moon floods this sign with its searing crimson light, some may feel a fire in their gut, a digestive disruption that no earthly food can, quell. Others will feel the storm gather in their hands, a tremor, a primal urge to grasp something, to create something, to physically tear down and rebuild their space. Others still may feel a sudden, almost violent clarity, as if a dense fog they never realized they were living in has been ripped away in a single, shattering breath. The ancients who charted these cosmic tides knew no separation between the body and the sky. To the priests watching the heavens from the ziggurats of Mesopotamia, the human body was a living mirror of the cosmos. What moved above, moved within. What bled in the sky, bled in the soul. They would have recognized the tremor you feel at this very moment. They would have called it by its true and holy name, an awakening. And that awakening demands something of you. Not tomorrow, not next week, but now. Because in less than 24 hours, the moon will surrender to the Earth's shadow, and whatever you carry into that crucible of darkness is what will be transformed inside it. The question is not whether this eclipse will reach you. It will. The question is whether you will walk into that shadow prepared, with your eyes wide open, and your feet planted firmly in the ground, or whether you will let it drag you under like a wave taking someone who never learned to swim. What I am about to share with you is a 5-night protocol of preparation. This is not a suggestion, not a gentle idea to entertain when you find the time. This is a sacred, structured sequence, forged to carry you into the very heart of those 58 minutes of totality, with your roots in the earth and your chest ripped open to the sky. Each night carries a distinct purpose. Each night builds upon the foundation of the one before it. And if you follow this faithfully, the person who emerges from that shadow will not be the same one who walked into it. Night 1. Tonight, we begin with the night of stillness. Before the witching hour strikes, you must find a sanctuary within your home, a space where you can be utterly and completely alone. This cannot be your bed, nor the familiar hollow where you consume entertainment. Choose an unfamiliar chair, the bare floor, a forgotten corner that holds no recent memory of you. You must arrive empty-handed. Drown the world in silence. Banish all artificial light. Allow only what the heavens offer to pierce the darkness through your window. Here you will remain for 11 minutes. Why 11? Because 11 is the sacred count of years in the sun's own heartbeat, the solar cycle that governs the magnetic pulse of the star that breathed you into existence. These 11 minutes of profound quiet are not empty. They are the flood that scours the static from your soul, clearing the noise that has caked itself upon your very nervous system like silt in a choked river. You are not engaging in meditation. You are commanding your body to remember the primal sensation of stillness before the cosmos itself demands that you move. Then comes the second night, tomorrow evening, the night of release. This is the precipice, the moment the moon commits to its pilgrimage into shadow. Before the penumbral veil first grazes the moon at 3:44 in the morning, Eastern Time, you are going to put ink to paper. Seize a physical page, something with pulp and fiber, not the cold glass of a screen. Feel the profound weight of the pen, an extension of your own bones, and inscribe a single sentence that begins with this incantation. The lie I have been telling myself is, do not pause to think, do not dare to edit your own soul. You will not write what sounds virtuous or courageous. You will write the truth, the raw, jagged, unvarnished truth you have been swallowing like poison for months, or perhaps for years. It is the one that constricts your airway, the one that suffocates you with its mere proximity to being spoken aloud. Write it down. Now. Then, fold the paper a single time, submerge it beneath a glass of water, and surrender it to the night. For water is a conduit. It carries and holds frequency. By dawn, that vessel will be heavy with the full gravity of your honesty, and you will pour it back into the earth. Release it into a living plant, or onto the waiting soil, returning the fabrication to the ground so that something fiercely true may germinate in the space it so long corrupted. Night 3 is the night of the blood. This is the heart of the ritual, the night of the eclipse itself. If you are on the West Coast, the total consumption begins at 3:04 in the morning, Pacific time. If you stand on the East Coast, the darkness takes hold at 6:04 in the morning, Eastern time. Wherever you are, your mission is the same. Find the moon. Step out into the raw, open air. Even if the cold bites your skin, even if exhaustion pulls at your bones, even if every cell in your body screams for comfort, you will find the western horizon and bear witness. You require no telescope. You need nothing but your own eyes and the courage to stand perfectly still as the shadow of your own world devours the most brilliant beacon in your sky. During those 58 minutes of totality, you will hold a single question in the vessel of your mind. This is not a wish. This is not a demand. It is a sacred query. What am I ready to become? You will not answer it. You will let the question plant itself inside you, a potent seed dropped into the fertile, freshly turned soil of your being. The eclipse will provide the water. The answer will not arrive in a flash of words, but in the tectonic shifts of your life in the days that follow. A door swinging open where a wall once stood. A pivotal conversation that finds you. A profound certainty that settles deep in your chest, like a part of your own soul returning home. Night the 4th. The night of the hands. In the twilight following the great shadow, your very body will feel altered. Some of you will feel an impossible lightness, as if a great weight was surgically removed from your spirit while you slept. Others will feel raw and tender, like the vulnerable new skin revealed when a bandage is finally ripped away. Tonight, you answer this sensation with your hands. You must build something. Repair what is broken. Knead life into dough. Arrange stones with purpose. Give a plant a new home. Forge order in a drawer that has been a monument to chaos for longer than you dare to confess. The specific task is irrelevant. What is vital is that your hands, your instruments of creation, are making contact with the physical world, guided by pure intention. Music. Virgo is the sign of sacred labor, of discovering the divine in the holy act of forging order from disorder. When you commit your hands to work on the night after a Virgo eclipse, you are not performing a chore. You are casting an anchor, securing this new, higher frequency deep into the bedrock of your physical reality. You are broadcasting a signal to the universe that you are ready, now, to build. Then comes the 5th night, the night of the voice, 2 evenings after the eclipse. This is the final seal. On this night, you will speak aloud into the solitude. You will give voice to the revelation the eclipse bestowed upon you, addressing the empty room as if it were a vast cathedral. It may be a boundary that must be drawn in fire. It may be a truth you must finally surrender to. It may be a cruel name you must vow to never again call yourself. Whatever it is, you will say it. Not in a whisper, not in your head, but with the full, resonant power of your voice. You will speak as if standing upon a cliff's edge, your words intended to echo through the entire valley below. Sound is vibration. Vibration becomes frequency. And frequency, when hurled with intention into the open air, forges an unbreakable contract between you and the quantum field that binds all things together. The ancient Chaldeans, who first mapped the cryptic dance of these eclipse cycles, did not just watch the heavens in silence. They spoke to it. They knew in their bones that the human voice, aimed at the cosmos with unshakable conviction, is the most ancient instrument of creation. And now, I will reveal which of you will feel the seismic pull of this eclipse in the very marrow of your being. If you were born under the celestial banners of Virgo, Pisces, Gemini, or Sagittarius, and especially if your planets are nested between 8 and 18 degrees of these signs, then this blood moon is calling you by name. It is plunging its hands into the foundations of your chart and pulling at the core threads of your destiny. If you are a Virgo, this eclipse is not merely passing by. It is landing upon the sacred ground of your own identity. It is demanding you look into the mirror and ask whether the person staring back is the soul within, or the carefully engineered version you constructed to survive, for the world's applause. But a mask is a cage for the lungs, and this celestial alignment demands you inhale with the force of a hurricane, to breathe so deeply that you remember the taste of your own untamed soul. For you, Pisces, this eclipse casts its relentless light upon the sacred ground of your closest bonds, the connections where you have poured out your very essence, leaving the wellspring of your own spirit cracked and barren. From its throne in Cancer, the great benefactor Jupiter extends a cosmic decree, permission to return to the homeland of your own heart, to replenish your own sacred vessel before you dare offer another drop to anyone else. And if you are Gemini, feel this eclipse as a tremor that convulses the very axis between the soil of your origins and the sky of your reputation. A profound uncertainty seizes your sense of place, your home, your history, your destiny. You are being shaken to your core. Do not fight this upheaval. The foundation is not crumbling into dust. It is reforming, shifting its tectonic plates to bear the weight of the monumental temple you are destined to become. Sagittarius, the archer. You will find this blood moon searing the sky directly above the realm of your life's work, your sacred vocation. The life you have built from the bricks of safety is now being placed on the celestial scales, weighed against the blazing purpose you were forged for in the heart of a dying star. Your sovereign, Jupiter, floods your veins with fire, urging you to claim the larger, more magnificent existence. But be warned, courage that remains a mere pulse in your chest is nothing but fleeting warmth. This cosmic event does not ask for your feelings. It demands a verdict. And for every other soul hearing this, know that this energy sears a mark upon your celestial map. No one escapes the penumbra when the world itself eclipses the sun. Seek the chamber in your soul's blueprint where 12 degrees of Virgo resides, for it is there you will find a threshold where a gateway is poised to either swing open into eternity or slam shut forever. Yet, there is a truth you must grasp with every fiber of your being before another moment passes. This celestial theater is not the final act. It is the closing of a volume, the deafening silence before the first gasping breath of a new saga begins. Since the autumn of 2024, the cosmic axis connecting Virgo and Pisces has been violently awakened. 5 eclipses over the span of 18 months. Each event, a stripping away of another false skin. Each tremor, a summons drawing you nearer to a self so authentic it can no longer be contained by the brittle adhesives of your past. This is the 5th and final summons. It is the one that bypasses the mind entirely. It is the one that screams into your very bones, the time is now. And so, you find yourself standing on the precipice of a shadow that has been hurtling toward you across the expanse of 18 long months. 5 eclipses, 5 cosmic mandates to incinerate all that is counterfeit within you. Tomorrow night, the final gateway on this celestial corridor bursts open. What awaits you in that blinding light is not a gift the universe will place in your hands. It is a destiny you must seize, striding toward it with the raw power of your own limbs, the fire in your own lungs, and the unshielded valor of your heart. You are not the same being who began this transmission. Even now, a fundamental alchemy is at work within you. Something has irrevocably shifted. An idea has breached the surface of your consciousness, a name, a specter from your past, a truth you have been orbiting like a frightened moon, terrified of being drawn into its gravity. This is the shadow of the eclipse, falling upon you before the event itself. It is the invisible, inexorable pull of the cosmic tide, felt deep in the waters of your soul long before the great wave crests on the horizon. I need you to feel the weight of this. Entire empires have been born under the gaze of a blood-red moon and have turned to dust and memory before the next one stained the sky. And yet, the celestial wheel continues its relentless turn, and every single human who has ever stood bathed in that crimson darkness and forged a decision in the deepest crucible of their soul has altered the very fabric of the future that followed. This was not a power granted by the moon, but a revelation of the power they already possessed. This is the offering of tomorrow's sky. It offers not sorcery, not salvation. It offers a mirror, the most unforgiving and honest kind. A looking glass that materializes only in that moment of impossible alignment, when Earth, Sun, and Moon conspire to snuff out every artificial glow, leaving only the stark, undeniable truth of what is. 58 minutes. That is the window you are given. How you use them is the only question the universe is asking. If a current of recognition has moved through you, cast your revelation into the digital ether below. Your truth may be the very lighthouse another soul is desperately searching for in the dark. If this message caused a name to echo in your heart, you know who must receive it. Become the messenger. Align with this frequency, for tomorrow night we shall descend together into the heart of those 58 minutes, a celestial portal that will not reopen for 3 more years. The cosmos has delivered its edict. The response is now yours to create.